I am getting ready to work on day 19 in my album, and the story of this day was really I think the picture that I had here was of Liam and Emily and I sitting on the couch, and we were opening up mail, and that's kind of what sparked the story that I wanted to tell about getting Happy Mail and Christmas cards and all of that fun stuff. So as many of my spreads often do, this kind of turned out to be almost like 3 different mini stories that I want to combine into this one spread. So the first one is just like the literal logistics of the day, loving this right now, and I did my journaling talking about how exciting it always was getting cards in the mail as a kid and how that continues to be true, and I really look forward to getting the holiday greetings from our friends and family. I also did a little real life journaling here just to explain that this was the day that the kids had their classroom parties, and most years I would be spending many hours late into the night making cookies or cupcakes or whatever the treat was that they were supposed to be bringing with them. This year I sent them to school each with a big bag of cheesies to share with their friends, and they were just as happy with that as they would have been with these like elaborately baked treats. So lesson learned, and just a little bit of journaling around that. The other thing I did was I always kind of try to figure out how I'm going to include the cards that we received in our album in some way. So this year I decided that I would just do almost like a flat lay, a quick image of all of the different cards and stuff that we had received. So obviously you don't get to see the whole thing, but there are some shots in there that include the photo cards that we received from friends and family. So I just took a big white sheet of foam board and laid the Christmas cards out all over it, and then held my phone above and snapped a photo so that I could get this picture here. And my plan is that I'm actually going to turn this 4x6 photo into a flip up. So this will flip up, and underneath I'll be able to include that photo that has all of the greeting cards on it. So that's my plan for how to include those Christmas cards for this year. This is actually a picture that I took just this past week because I saved all of the ephemera from that December 2019 season, and so I still had all of these Christmas cards, so it was something that I could do after the fact. So if you are someone who keeps all of your stuff too, this is a really simple way to be able to incorporate those stories into your album. The other thing I wanted to do was just to explain, you know what? This year, unfortunately, we didn't get Christmas cards out the door. It was a busy season, and I was totally okay with that. But at the same time, I did have an idea, or like a vision, for what our Christmas card would have been had we sent them, and I wanted to include it. I just thought it was fun. So I found this picture of a squirrel online, just did a Google search for holiday squirrel or Christmas squirrel, and I found this guy because I wanted to use that because, okay, so when I was taking the tree down in January, I asked my family to participate and they agreed, and I stuck my phone inside the tree and turned the camera on so that we could see the screen, but the phone was obviously inside the tree, so you have all these branches and stuff sticking out. And then we all kind of looked in the tree because we were trying to recreate that scene from Christmas Vacation where Clark Griswold is searching inside and discovers he's looking for this funny squeaking sound, and that turns out to be a squirrel. And we loved that movie, and I actually bought a stuffed squirrel in 2018, and I have put it in our tree every year since then. I just love that kind of storyline. So I have this photo of all of us looking for the funny squeaking sound in the tree, and I just love it. And this is totally what our Christmas card would have been. And I had hoped to be able to actually do this again for 2020 and send out our Christmas cards that way, but again, it just never materialized. But it's just kind of like a fun story and a fun memory, and I thought this would be a good place to include it. So I mocked up a quick little like, here's the photo, this is what our Christmas card would have been, and I just did a little journaling about that. I just said I ran out of time to send out Christmas cards this year, and I was totally okay with that. But if we had sent out cards, this was my vision. And then I went on to explain that this photo was actually taken in January. So I want to take this squirrel and turn him into a pocket to be able to hold a folded Christmas card that will sit inside. And my plan is to just go ahead and punch holes into the side there so it will fit into the rings And I want to do some creative cutting around this guy so that he has some dimension and he just kind of sticks out as like a fun little peekaboo feature inside my album. So that is my plan, and I am going to get started.